In the age of information, it can be challenging to separate fact from fiction, especially when it comes to healthcare. Misconceptions don't just cause confusion, they can lead to unnecessary worry, unrealistic expectations, or even inappropriate treatment. That's why today's episode is about separating marketing from medicine. Welcome to Manthan. Today, we are tackling a popular claim you have likely seen everywhere that detox diets cleanse your body. From juice cleanses and herbal teas to fasting protocols and detox supplements, these practices are widely promoted as quick ways to reset the body, remove toxins, and restore health. Well, influencers, celebrities, and wellness brands often promise dramatic results, making detoxing feel both appealing and accessible, right? In fact, a recent HealthMates Roundup list detox diets cleanse your body as one of the most common misconceptions in healthcare. That doesn't mean people are imagining their experiences. It means we need to look carefully at what's actually happening and what isn't. So, in this episode, we will look at what people mean when they talk about detoxing, what these diets claims to do, and how the body really handles toxins. We will also explore why detoxing can feel so convincing even when the science does not fully support the claims. The goal here is not to dismiss wellness practices. The goal is to understand them clearly and honestly. So, before we examine the science, we need to start with a simple question. What do people actually mean when they use the word detox? Now that's where we will begin next. When most people talk about detoxing, they are not referring to one single practice. The word detox is used as an umbrella term for a wide range of routines that all claim to cleanse the body. These commonly include juice cleanses, short term fasting, laxatives, colon cleansers, and commercially marketed detox supplements. Some programs focus on liquid diets as well, others on herbal teas or powders, and some promise results through enemas or colon irrigation. Despite their differences, they all point toward the same goal, removing harmful substances from the body and creating a sense of internal cleanliness. In recent years, detox has become a buzzword in the wellness world. Scroll through social media or browse health magazines, and you will quickly find glowing testimonials about green juices, lemon based drinks, or multi day cleanses that promise to flush toxins and jumpstart weight loss and rejuvenate the body. Celebrities endorse them, influencers swear by them, and wellness brands build entire identities around them. The appeal is easy to understand. Who wouldn't want to feel lighter, cleaner, and healthier fast? But beneath the shiny veneer of green smoothies and lemon drinks lies a complicated and often misunderstood truth. Are detox diets really effective? Do cleanses actually rid your body of harmful substances? Or is it all just clever marketing with little scientific backing? To know the answers of these questions, we need to dive into the origins of detoxing. Detoxing isn't new. The idea of purifying the body from within has roots that go back thousands of years. In ancient cultures, such as Ayurvedic practices in India, traditional Chinese medicine, and even in ancient Greek medicine, cleansing the body was believed to restore balance and health. Fasting was often spiritual as well as physical, a means to reset both mind and body. Fast forward to the 20th and 21st centuries, and detoxing has taken a dramatic turn. Modern detox diets and cleanses are marketed not only as health regimen but also as miracle cures for bloating, fatigue, acne, weight gain, and even more serious ailments. The detox industry now includes everything from 3-day juice fast and colon cleansers to supplements, detox teas, patches, and food baths. But popularity doesn't automatically mean effectiveness, right? And strong testimonials don't always reflect how the body actually works. To understand whether detoxing delivers on its promises, we need to look at what these diets and cleanses claim to do in the first place. So that's where we will go next. Although detox diets and cleanses come in many forms, they all revolve around one central promise: the removal of toxins from the body. And these toxins are often described in broad terms. They may include environmental pollutants, chemicals, heavy metals, processed foods, or waste product from normal metabolism. In most detox programs, the definition stays vague, but the message is very consistent. The body is burdened and detoxing is presented as the solution. Now, detox diets are commonly promoted with a range of health claims. Supporters suggest that cleansing can help eliminate harmful substances from the liver and kidneys, improve digestion and gut health, enhance skin clarity, boost energy levels, strengthen immunity, and promote rapid weight loss. Now, different toxic programs claim to achieve these results in different ways. Some recommend fasting or eating only fruits and vegetables. Others focus on consuming only juices, smoothies, or specially formulated teas. More extreme approaches promote enemas or colon cleansing to flush waste from the digestive tract. Across all these approaches, the underlying idea remains the same. The toxins build up in the body over time, and that targeted detoxing is needed to remove them and restore balance. But what exactly are these toxins? And do they really accumulate in your body in the way these diets suggest? And also, does the body really need outside help to eliminate them? So that's what we'll explore next. How the body detoxifies naturally. Here is the most important truth about detoxing. Your body already has a built in detoxification system, and it's highly effective. The liver, kidneys, lungs, digestive system, lymphatic system, and skin are constantly identifying, neutralizing, and eliminating substances that could be harmful. And these processes happen 24/7 with incredible precision. If the body truly couldn't detoxify itself, you would be in a hospital or worse. Now let's learn a little about these detoxification organs. So start with the liver. The liver is the primary detoxification organ, right? It acts as the body's primary chemical processing plant. Now, processing virtually everything that enters your bloodstream, from alcohol and medications to environmental pollutants, and the waste products of normal metabolism as well. So, it handles this work in two stages that chemists call phase 1 and phase 2 detoxification. So, let's see what is happening in these two phases. In phase 1, a large family of enzymes breaks down toxic compounds by adding a small reactive chemical group to them through oxidation, reduction, or hydrolysis. Think of it as cracking open a sealed package so the contents can be dealt with. Now, this step sometimes creates an intermediate molecule that's actually more reactive and which are temporarily more harmful than the original substances. And that's why phase 1 is also named as modification. So it is a stage of modification and The molecules are modifying their molecular structures, right? Now, see, in phase 2, the liver attaches a water friendly molecule to that intermediate and making it dissolvable enough to leave the body through urine or bile. There are several ways it does this, like linking the toxin to a sugar acid called as glucuronidation, a sulfur containing molecule like sulfation, the antioxidant glutathione, an amino acid, an acetyl group, or a methyl group. And each pathway has its own dedicated enzymes and handles different types of compounds. So, glucuronidation, the most common of this, happens primarily in the liver but also occurs in the small intestine. To put the liver's capacity in perspective, a 70 kilogram or 150 pound weight a person can metabolize roughly 170 to 240 grams of alcohol per day, which works out to about one standard drink per hour. And that rate can't be rushed because it's a fixed biological process. And it illustrates why speeding up detox with products is largely a marketing concept rather than a physiological one. Next, we'll learn about the kidneys. The kidneys are second most important detoxifying organ. And kidneys are filtering your blood non-stop. Your kidneys filter all of your blood roughly 40 times a day, about 120 to 150 quarts of blood daily, and producing 1 to 2 quarts of urine through pulling out waste products and excess substances and sending them to the bladder as urine. And they handle two broad categories of waste: small molecules that pass directly through their filtering units, and protein bound toxins that require specialized transport proteins in the kidney's tube like structures called tubules to actively shuttle them out of the blood. Now, the protein bound toxins are especially important. Compounds like indoxyl sulfate and precursyl sulfate, which actually originates from gut bacteria. In next few minutes, we'll learn about gut bacteria. So, these compounds are too tightly attached to blood proteins to be passively filtered. Instead, dedicated organic anion and cation transporters on kidney tubular cells grab these toxins from the blood and pump them into the urine. So, one transporter in particular is essential for clearing potentially toxic positively charged compounds from circulation, including certain drugs. When kidney function declines, as it does in chronic kidney diseases, these protein bound toxins accumulate in the blood. That buildup is a major reason why kidney disease affects so many other vital organ systems. Now, the waste products themselves become toxic at high concentrations. Now, why I'm sharing all this technicality and the facts about detoxification organs? Now, you remember at the very beginning, I have mentioned separating facts from fiction. And that is what I'm doing. It will always help us understand the truth behind detoxification and detox culture, right? So, if you think that this section is not for you, you can fast forward it or you can skip these sections. So, let's continue to the next detoxification organ. Detoxification also happens quietly through the lungs with every breath you take. Now, what does that mean? Every breath you exhale carries carbon dioxide, right? The primary gaseous waste product of metabolism. But your lungs also expel volatile organic compounds, small molecules that evaporate easily and can be carried in the bloodstream to the lungs for removal. These include byproducts of cellular metabolism, compounds from foods you have eaten, and traces of inhaled chemicals your body has processed. Now, the lungs' detox role is narrower, of course, than the livers or kidneys because they can only remove substances that are volatile enough to cross into exhaled air. Still, researchers have identified enough of these compounds in breath sample that exhaled volatile organic compounds are now being studied as a diagnostic tool for conditions like lung cancer. Now, next, we will see what happens in your gut has a real consequences for detoxification. Now, you must have heard about gut bacteria or microbiome, which helps in your digestion, right? So, they don't just help digest food, they actively transform compounds that affect how your body process and eliminates toxins. So, today let's see how it actually works. Many plant based substances, such as polyphenols found in foods like soya, flax seeds, tea, nuts, or berries, are poorly absorbed on their own. Gut bacteria, okay, which we call microbiome, convert these compounds into metabolites that are easier for the body to absorb and more biologically active, right? So, and these transformed compounds are associated with lower disease risk. Now, let's see the role of fiber. Fiber supports this process by feeding the beneficial bacteria that performs these transformations and also by adding bulk to stool so that waste can move efficiently through the digestive tract. Now we need to consider that gut microbes have broader role than we imagine. So gut microbes produce enzymes that metabolize drugs, dietary compounds and toxins and sometimes neutralizing them and sometimes altering their activity. So they also generate short chain fatty acids and other metabolites that strengthen the intestinal barrier and also by reducing the chance that harmful substances enter the bloodstream. So it has a protective function, right? When the microbiome is balanced, all right, so it supports immunoregulation and enhances detox pathways throughout the body. So now you might be noticing the role of gut microbe in the detoxification process. So when this balance is disrupted, okay, immunofunctions weakens, toxin clearance becomes less efficient and increases disease risk. Maintaining microbial diversity through diet and lifestyle is therefore essential for effective detoxification and overall resilience. Once toxins and waste products have been processed by the liver and modified by gut bacteria, the colon becomes the final stage of detoxification. Many substances that the liver has neutralized are released into bile and pass through the intestine. The colon's role is to move these wastes out of the body efficiently, also preventing it from lingering long enough to be reabsorbed into the bloodstream. A healthy colon relies on regular movement. Fiber plays a central role here by adding bulk to stool and supporting steady bowel movements. This reduces the time waste substances spent in the digestive tracts and limit the chance that processed toxins are recycled back into circulation. The colon is also closely connected to the gut microbiome. Beneficial bacteria help maintain the integrity of the intestinal lining and regulate inflammation, both of which influence how effectively waste is eliminated. When bowel function slows or the microbiome is disrupted, detoxified compounds can remain in the gut longer than intended and increasing the body's toxic burden. This is why detoxification isn't about flushing or cleansing the colon aggressively. It's about supporting normal digestive functions so the body can complete a process it already knows how to do it. So, next, the lymphatic system, where it plays a different role in detoxification. It actually doesn't neutralize toxins directly. Instead, it acts as the body's internal waste transport network. So, this system collects excess fluid, cellular debris, bacteria, and waste products from the spaces between your cells. which we called intracellular space. Now, that fluid, which is circulate in that intracellular space, we call it lymph, is then carried through a network of vessels to lymph nodes, where immunocells filter and process it before the clean fluid is returned to the bloodstream. Unlike the circulatory system, the lymphatic system doesn't have a central pump. Lymphatic capillaries have a clever design. At their closed ends, overlapping endothelial cells act like one-way flaps. How does this one-way flap system work? When pressure from surrounding fluid builds up, the flaps open and allow fluid, immunocells, bacteria, and debris to flow in. From their afferent vessels, it means the veins which carry unfiltered lymph to lymph nodes, where immunocells inspect and process it. Whereas efferent vessels, the veins which carry the filtered fluid onward, eventually emptying it back into the venous system. Without this system, fluid and waste would accumulate in tissues, causing swelling and impairing the function of every other detox organ, like the liver, kidneys, and gut. Now, here we understand an important point, that how these detoxification organs are related to each other. So, next and the final one is skin. Now I'm going to tell you the myth related to detoxification through skin. The skin is often described as a major detox organ, especially in wellness culture. But its role is more limited than many claims suggest. And the skin works through releasing sweat from the body. Now, sweat is mostly water, sodium, and chloride. You must have heard the idea that you can sweat out toxins. Inner Sonia is one of the most persistent wellness myths. But the reality is more nuanced than either extreme. Research on heavy metals like nickel, lead, copper, arsenic, and mercury has found that excretion rates through skin can be comparable to, or in some cases exceed, urine excretion over a 24-hour period. So, for certain heavy metals, sweating does contribute meaningfully to elimination. But sweating should not be viewed as a primary detox method, but rather as a secondary pathway with a minor supporting role. So while activities that make you sweat, like exercise or heat exposure, have many health benefits, their detox effect is a side benefit and not the primary event, right? So far, we have introduced to different detoxification organs and their contributions in detoxification process, or we can say a natural detoxification process. So before we move on, it helps to be clear about what detoxification actually means. So, by definition, detoxification is the process by which your body identifies, neutralizes, and eliminates harmful substances, commonly referred to as toxins. Now, these toxins can come from environment, such as pollution or chemicals, from what you eat and drink, or even from normal metabolic processes within your own cells. So, while detox marketers may suggest your body is burdened by mystery toxins, the scientific reality is that your organs are already hard at work keeping you clean from the inside out. Now, with that in mind, the question becomes even more important. If the body already has such sophisticated detox systems, what does science actually say about detox diets that claims to support or boost them? That's where we'll go next. What does science really say about detox diets? Now, when researchers have taken a close look at these programs, the evidence has been underwhelming. Despite bold claims, most detox diets have not been supported by large, well designed, peer reviewed studies showing that they remove toxins or improve long term health. In fact, a major scientific review published in 2015 in the Journal of Human Nutrition and Dietetics found no compelling evidence that detox diets help with weight management or eliminate toxins from the body. Many of the studies that do exist were small, poorly designed, and lacked proper scientific research designs. The researcher concluded that more high quality research is needed, but that consumers should be cautious about extravagant claims. So, research is denying the evidences, right? In fact, early weight loss during detoxing is also often misleading, since much of the initial weight loss associated with detox diets is water weight, not fat loss. Now, the body stores carbohydrates with water. So, when you cut carbs or go on a liquid diet, you lose water weight quickly, but this weight often returns once you resume your regular diet. Another review in 2017 reached a similar conclusion that many people say they feel better after a detox. Now, that experience is real, but the explanation is simpler than it sounds. When people temporarily cut out processed foods, sugar, alcohol, and excess calories, the body often responds quickly. Energy may improve, bloating may decrease, mental clarity can increase. Now, these changes come from removing stressors on the body, not from flushing toxins out. Detox diets may create short term changes in how people feel, but there is little scientific evidence that they improve detoxification or lead to lasting health benefits. Which bring us to an important question. If the science is weak, why do detox diets feel so convincing? That's where we are headed next. Part of the answer lies in something very real. You must have heard the word placebo effect, and we call it the psychology of detoxing. Now, when people believe a program will make them feel better, that belief alone can shape their experience. Committing to a detox often means paying close attention to the body, preparing food more intentionally, mindfully, drinking more water, and taking time for self care. All of these changes can improve how someone feels, even if the detox itself isn't doing what it claims. And there's also the impact of behavior change. When you believe something will make you feel better, it often does, at least temporarily. The act of committing to a detox diet, preparing healthy foods, and taking time for self care can feel empowering and rejuvenating. You may sleep better, think more clearly, and even experience fewer digestive issues. Now, this psychological component is real and should not be dismissed. But it also means that the benefits may be coming from behavioral changes, not the detox itself, right? Drinking more water, eating more fruits and vegetables, eating mindfully, getting better sleep, maintaining a routine life, a disciplined life, and reducing stress can all contribute to a sense of well being and contentment. And these are changes worth keeping with or without a cleanse, right? So the experience people report after detoxing is not really imaginary. If we look closely, it is just often misunderstood. The improvements come from attention, mindfulness, discipline, restriction, and routine, not from detoxification itself. And that brings us to an important next point. When detoxing goes beyond short term resets and becomes extreme, the risks start to matter. Up to this point, we have talked about why detox diets are popular and why they can feel effective. But there is another side to this conversation, and that's critical to address. It is safety. When detoxing goes too far, what about the safety measurement? While short, mild dietary resets may not be harmful for healthy individuals, more extreme detox practices can pose real risk. And one of the most common concerns is nutrient deficiency. Many detox diets severely restrict calories, proteins, fats, and essential vitamins and minerals. When these restrictions last more than a brief period, it can lead to fatigue, dizziness, muscle loss, and weakened immunity. Like example, liquid only cleansers are a common example. They may provide some vitamins, but they often lack adequate protein, essential fats, and total energy to support normal body function. Now, another area of concern is colon cleansing. Practices like enemas or colon hydrotherapy are often promoted as ways to flush toxins from the digestive system. In reality, these methods can disrupt the natural balance of gut bacteria and it causes dehydration and interfere with normal bowel function. In rare cases, aggressive colon cleansing has been associated with bowel irritation, electrolyte imbalance, and injury to the intestinal lining. Another perspective we found, herbal detox supplements raise additional safety issues. Many products are not tightly regulated and may contain unlisted or highly concentrated ingredients, and some herbs can interact with prescription medications. So, while others place added stress on the liver and kidneys, there have been documented cases of liver injury linked to detox teas and supplements, particularly those containing stimulant laxatives. In response, regulatory agencies such as the US Food and Drug Administration and the Federal Trade Commission have taken action against companies that marketed detox products using false or misleading health claims or that contained hidden ingredients posing health risk. There is also an important psychological risk to consider. The language of clean versus toxic eating can promote guilt, rigidity, and food anxiety. In vulnerable people, there is a risk of eating disorder. For some people, detox diets can trigger unhealthy food obsessions, guilt around eating, or even pave the way for eating disorders. So, the culture of cleansing often promotes a moral hierarchy of food where clean is good and toxic is bad, which can damage your relationship with food and your body. And it's important to recognize this distinction. When the body's detox organs, like the liver or kidneys, are truly struggling, the solution is medical care and not cleansing products. So, here you have to remember serious detox organ dysfunction. It means dysfunction of liver and kidneys requires diagnosis, monitoring, and treatment by healthcare professionals and not the cleansing products, right? If we look closely at the marketing machine behind detox culture, it's no coincidence that detoxing exploded alongside the rise of influencer culture and wellness branding. The detox industry is a multi billion-dollar market filled with products that are visually appealing, Instagram friendly, and celebrity endorsed. Now, marketing for detox diets plays on fear. and aspiration. It suggests that your body is dirty or contaminated and needs purification. It offers a simple solution to complex problems. Eat this, drink that, and everything will be better. Now it taps into deep psychological desires, the wish to start fresh, to undo damage, to feel in control. Yet the language of detox is rarely backed by transparency. Many products don't specify what toxins they claim to remove or how. Few provide scientific evidence. Instead, they rely on testimonials, buzzwords, and the illusion of science. They use phrases like clinically tested or proprietary blend to lend credibility. So, before we bring this episode to a close, it's worth looking at what we have actually uncovered. This episode began with a simple, familiar idea, the belief that detox diets cleanse your body. Right. So, a belief reinforced by social media, celebrity endorsement, and wellness marketing that promises quick resets and dramatic transformation. We also explored what detoxing usually looks like in practice. They are like juice cleansers, fasting supplements, and colon cleansers, all built around the same promise that toxins build up in the body and need to be flushed out. But when we stepped away from the claims and looked at the biology, something important became very clear. Let me quote you those important points. So remember, your body already detoxifies itself constantly. The liver processes and neutralizes chemicals. The kidneys filter waste from the blood. The lungs remove volatile waste with every breath. The gut microbiome transforms compounds and protects the intestinal barrier. The colon removes waste efficiently when it's supported. And the lymphatic system drains tissues and supports immunofiltering. Even the skin plays a small supporting role, right? So, we cannot consider this as a backup system, even though detox culture treats it like one. Then, we looked at the science behind detox diets themselves. Despite the confident marketing, research has shown limited evidence, short term effects, and no proven long term benefits. The quick changes people notice, like lighter weight, more energy, mental clarity, they are better explained by temporary dietary restriction, hydration, and expectation than by toxic removal. And finally, we talked about what really makes it into detox advertisements, the risk, nutrient deficiencies, gut disruption, unregulated supplements, liver injury, and the psychological toll of labeling food and bodies as toxic. Now, put together, these facts reveal something that often gets lost in detox culture. The problem was never that the body is failing. The problem is how detoxing has been framed. In a nutshell, detox culture sells you a problem you didn't even know you had, and then it sells you the solution. So, if extreme detoxing isn't the answer, what actually helps the body's natural detox systems work well? That's where we'll go next. What actually supports your detox organs? The most effective way to support detoxification is to reduce the burden on these organs and give them the raw materials they need. You remember in liver metabolism, both phase 1 and phase 2, liver enzymes depend on specific nutrients to function, like phase 2 conjugation reactions, for example, require glutathione. and it comes from amino acids in protein rich foods. Also, sulfur compounds, and it presents in cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and Brussels sprouts, and various amino acids, vitamin B, and minerals that serves as cofactors. So cruciferous vegetables deserve special mention because they contain compounds that upregulate phase 2 enzyme activity, essentially making the liver's second step work more efficiently. Next, we see the importance of polyphenol rich foods like berries, tea, and nuts. They supply raw materials that gut bacteria transform into bioactive, health promoting metabolites. For say, if you are drawn to the idea of detoxing because you want to feel better, that's completely fine. That's valid. But instead of relying on expensive juices or restrictive plans, there are proven sustainable ways to support your body's natural detox systems. Let's say, start by staying hydrated. Since water is essential for kidney function and flushing waste. Next, eat plenty of fiber from fruits, vegetables, and whole grains to keep your digestive system moving. Next, what you can do, incorporate antioxidant rich foods like berries, leafy greens, and nuts. It helps neutralize harmful compounds. Next, exercise regularly to support circulation and metabolism. Get enough sleep as your body performs critical repair and detox functions during rest. Next, avoid excessive alcohol, smoking, and processed foods, which can burden your liver and digestive system. In short, living a healthy lifestyle is the best detox, and it doesn't come in a bottle. It is also important to acknowledge the emotional appeal of detoxing. Many people turn to cleansers during times of transition, such as after a breakup, during a new year, following illness, or before a big event. Now, detoxing becomes symbolic, a ritual to shed the old and embrace new. That emotional motivation can be powerful, even helpful, if it leads to healthier choices. But it can also become problematic if it reinforces guilt, shame, or the idea that your body is something to be constantly fixed. Your body is a dynamic, intelligent system that deserves care and respect. So do not punish your body. So instead of asking how to cleanse the body, a more useful question might be how to care for it. Thank you for listening. If this episode helped you see detox culture differently, feel free to share it with someone who is considering a cleanse or feeling pressure to reset their body. Until next time, take care of the system that's already taking care of you.